Hey Taurus, welcome to your June 2019 love reading. How are you guys doing? I hope good. Let's take a look at your love life. This is for Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. Taurus sign, I'm sorry. Alright, I've already been pre-shuffling, so just a couple more. And we should be ready to go. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome to love life for June 2019. Alright. The first card we have here is the Eight of Cups. Alright. Eight of Cups having to do with emotions. A water sign possibly that you're dealing with, a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. The Eight of Cups is it's a card of don't turn your back on something that is not completed. Now, for some of you, it's just you're walking away from a long relationship. And for some of you, it's more like if you feel like there's still some more that you need to do to work on, that gut feeling like, you know what? I don't think this is the end right here. Listen to that. And yes, for some of you, like I said, are just, you're done. You're walking away. But you'll know if that's you. If you need to stay or if it's time for you to leave. The Temperance. The Temperance is this pain. This pain is temporary, of course. What you're feeling, the anger, the pain, the confusion, it's temporary. You may continue to feel like this for the rest of the month, maybe for another month. But it's not a forever thing. You're not going to fall into this depression, this just horrible scene. No. This you will overcome. This will pass. And you will be fine. You will be okay. Okay, the Eight of Wands. Meanwhile, all this is happening, more things are going to be coming your way. Now, with the Eight of Wands, it can be so many things. There's no specific few things, one or two things. No. There is going to be quite a few things coming towards you at a very fast pace. So whether you get a phone call tomorrow for that job, next week you are invited to, 5 hours away from where you live for a party or celebration, or your best friend got married and you're going to their wedding and your neighbor got pregnant. I mean, there's so many things that are coming your way. Good and bad. Good and bad. But I kind of feel like this is to help you to find you, to not sit here and dwell and hurt over this pain, this breakup, this bump that you had. The Devil card. The Devil card is the Capricorn card. So you could be dealing with a Capricorn. And really it's, this card here is, personally, I really don't like it. Because it's a card that has you attached to someone, but not for the right reasons. You could be with this person because you have history, because being in the bedroom feels great, but deep down inside it's like, I don't feel the connection here. Now, some people do tend to just, hold on to it and think it might work. Things might get better. But those words coming out of your mouth, like you think and you wish, they're not words of you being 100% sure on what you want. Now, it's not really about what they want. It's what you want. How do you feel? Now, also, this card can also be there's some type of addiction. Could be sexual. It could be some type of fantasy. Whether you fantasize about having someone else involved in the bedroom. It's just some type of addiction. It could definitely be alcohol, drugs as well. So again, this is why I really don't like this card. But with willpower, you can break this chain. That's really what I like about this card. Because it doesn't mean you're trapped forever. And, oh, well, that's where you're at right now and that's where you're going to be. No. With willpower, you can break the chain. The Knight of Wands. Again, wow, very strong fire sign here. That fiery energy, that intense, the furious, the energy. The Knight of Wands is a knight that could be young, a young person, you look at things differently than an adult, if that makes sense. So whether you're going out at night and you're like, I'm 35 years old. I'm going to go out. I'm going to party. Who cares where I end up? And, just kind of just being young. That looking at things in a young way. But really this is a card of, you're not paying attention to the consequences. You're just going and going and going at 1,000 miles per hour. I don't know what you're trying to avoid and what you're trying to brush under the rug. But it's better to understand what's going on and understand yourself on how you really feel. You don't really have to prove anything to anyone. I feel like this pain, it's a time where you need to learn more about yourself and understand how you feel and how, how do you want this to go. The Tower card. The Tower card is a card of destruction. This, it's not a good combination. But you can definitely change that. If you're with this person for the wrong reasons, if you got back with this person because this person pays your bills, because this person satisfies you in the bedroom, but really deep down inside you're not in love, you're not happy, this is not going to be a fairy tale. So by you trying to keep your mind busy, your body just going, whether you're picking up extra shifts at work or you're going out with family members on the weekends, however you deal with it, I only feel like this is going to bring you back to square one. Back to this. Back to the Three of Swords. Back to pain. Now be careful. If some of you guys are ending this relationship, and okay, life life happens, right? Things happen in life. There's breakups, there's divorces, there's separations. Okay, I understand. This is where I'm at in my life. This had to happen. Okay. I'm going to be okay because I can't deal with this anymore. I'm done. I'm going to be okay. And then here comes so much excitement, so much adrenaline. Like you're being invited here and there. You're being mentally distracted. You're being emotionally distracted. Your body's going. You're going. You look great. But then there's still some type of attachment. Now, and again, I kind of feel like you're feeling for this adrenaline. Like you want to just keep going and avoiding how you really feel. I don't think you guys got off how you guys left one another, how you left this discussion, this argument, because yes, you could still be with this person. I don't know how it was left off at, but from what I'm seeing, it wasn't left off at a good place. I just kind of feel like, you shook hands and moved along. So this is where we're at right now. The Three of Swords. Realizing, understanding, and grabbing how you really feel. It's like you got that key to open yourself up, right? You have that key. And it's like you're looking at this key. You have it in your hands. You're playing with it. It's a part of you says, open up to the real you. A part of you says, for what? Why do I need this key? Let me just go throw it right now in the middle of the ocean. For what? I'm not going to waste my time. The Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is by you sitting there and fantasizing and imagining that everything is great. Everything is a fairy tale. Everything is beautiful. It's great. That's not going to bring you to any success. Now, I know what you're thinking. You probably think, wow, you seem very upset with us. You seem very bothered, very angry with us. No, this is really the energy that's... I'm feeling your guys' energy. Hurt inside, but angry on the outside. So that's what I'm saying is there's that key. If I get rid of this key, the real me is inside. The pain is inside. But I love the way I am outside. I love it, you know, because I'm doing what I need to do. And that's that. My moon sign is Taurus, is in Taurus. So I definitely can, you know, resonate on that feeling because I am stubborn. Taurus, you guys are stubborn. We have something in common. And the fact that it's in my moon sign, oh man, it only makes it more intense for me because I am stubborn at heart. My energy on the outside is like armor. It's shield. But I reached a point where I got that key and I let the real me come out. Because when I look in the mirror, I want to see the real me. I don't care if people still see me as how I was years ago, or if people see me for who I am now. But if you really got to know me and understand me and looked at life the way I do, then you would think of me differently. So I feel like that's what's going on for you guys. You know, there's just this shield, this stubbornness, and there's something there. You're avoiding your real self. So by imagining that everything's going to be okay, there's this beautiful home and this castle, and here's this knight over here, that, you know, everything's going to be all right and good, and, you know, we'll see what happens after that. Yeah, that might be a way that works for you right now, but later on, it's not going to work. Mentally, it's only going to get you so far. The overall energy is the Ace of Swords. Thinking differently. Look, like mentally, thoughtfully, looking at it differently. Let's take a look at the bottom. The Nine of Cups. The Death card. The Ten of Wands. So with these cards being here, stress, you gotta leave the past. You gotta leave that pride. Because it's not about who won the war and who... It's not about that. It's about understanding yourself and learning more about yourself and loving yourself and being there more for yourself. For this month, I feel like it's more about you, more about the real you. You are hurting. But are you going to go and talk to your partner and just cry and say, I'm hurting? I'm pretty sure that person's going to be like, well, I'm hurting too. Or either that, they're going to be like, well, damn, okay, I guess. What do you want me to do? Hug you, kiss you? Or, oh, I'm sorry, come here, let me hug you and kiss you. Like, no. I feel like it's much more deeper than that. Like, you really hurting and this person's just kind of like, watching you like, damn. You see what I'm saying? Like, they don't understand. So really, it's more about you. What makes you happy, Taurus? What do you want out of life? How do you see life? When you look at a tree, when you look at a stoplight, how does that make you feel? How do you look at it? That pride, that stubbornness. It's like a cloud over you. I'm going to pull a card for you guys from the Dark Mirror deck. I love this deck. It's a deep, emotional, it really dives in. It's exactly what it says it is. It's a mirror, a dark mirror. You guys got two. Blinded to pain. To pain, I'm sorry. The reason why I said pain is because that's the meaning of this card. So, as you guys can see, there are flies. Let me zoom you in, sorry. We're going to talk about this card first because Pisces got the same card. So I still remember. These here are moon phases. Moon phases of the moon, of course. And also the stage. The stage of it. The stage is denial. Blinded to pain. There are flies attached to this body. There is blood on this person's lips. She is blinded. There is a fly on her eye. Well, on the blindfold. So this card is pain. anger. You carry pain on your shoulder. But it's also just like how I mentioned, you know, it's more of like, why do I hurt? And when I hurt, everyone's gonna hurt. But another pain comes along, another fly sticks. There's so much pain. And the fact that it's on your shoulder, it's very deep. Very deep. Let me see, this is number 13. I'm going to read just a little bit off of there, okay? T.S. Eliot said, "A fly that lives a single day has lived as long as we. Yet we accept the passage of time like it didn't matter. Like we don't matter. Every day a single line is added to the pattern. A single fly is added to the wall. We take one more responsibility. We take a little more abuse." Carving oneself for every stroke of whip and feeling so broken that it makes no difference to be whole. Now let's take a look at this card next. Cutting the storm. The moon phase is the third quarter. The stage of it is bargain. Power comes not from the inside, but from connection and integration to a greater whole. A shaman woman wears an antler hat, dresses in crimson and brown, and holds her crow-headed staff to the storm. Autumn leaves spiral out of control around her as the whirlwind shakes the world. Pull and release. Push to the limit. The eye is the only peaceful place that can be. The eye. There is a time to find and release our power. Like a spring that had been compressed to the point it has lost the memory of motion and movement. Yet, there is power inside it. Finding it is called empowerment. It starts from the belief in our power, in our ability to cope, to fight, to endure, to overcome a challenge. However, too often we are encouraged to see empowerment as something that happens only within, in our psychological space. We are not necessarily islands. We can borrow the power of the world around, the context, the environment, the exceptions. We do not control the storm. We just call it. To call the storm, we need not to fear it. And this is what will make us strong. After the storm, there is always sun. So, if the sky has been gray for too long, it's time not to fear the storm, but to embrace it. It will grow up and devour our chains and our jailers. And it will hurt us as well. But it will be healthier than just stare at the chilly rain. We can restart only after we let ourselves end. Again, like I said, these cards are really deep. And just like how we talked in your reading, this is more about self, you, on to the next level. And I feel like this month, or really it's just me to give out that message for everyone. Everyone. That looking at life differently, looking at yourself differently. And I'm talking more like spiritually, not religious, spiritually. When you see a, like I said, when you see a tree, when you see a stop sign, what do you see? Read more about self empowerment, self love, self healing, and I mean, you're gonna start to slowly understand. Alright, Taurus, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you want a private reading, my website is in the description. Until then, I'll talk to you guys soon.